Hey guys, Low Beauty Demon here, back with another video where we're going to be talking about some more bullshit that is happening on the internet again. Well, actually, some of this is happening in real life. But what I want to dive into is the idea of respect within relationships, specifically adult relationships. So if this is something that you're curious about, stay tuned. So the internet went crazy earlier this week because Miss Belle Delphine, the internet's favorite e-girl, released a new photo set. Maybe it was a video. I know it was definitely photos involved. She posted some photos on her Twitter about her ideal first date, and the images were something that some people, I guess, are like not used to. They depicted forced sexual encounters. She was bound. So some of you are like, I don't know what you mean. I don't know what a Belle Delphine is. Well, let me catch you up. So if you don't know who Belle Delphine is, she is Twitter's most beloved and most hated e-girl. She started off on YouTube and would just post like regular YouTube videos, but as time went on, you know, like everybody always would simp for her and thought she was like so cute, which she's just a very attractive young girl. So she disappeared for a year, came back on YouTube, and when she came back, she announced that she was starting an OnlyFans. So pretty much her comeback video was an OnlyFans commercial / music video, whatever. That got her banned for a hot minute, but then everybody on the internet was like, you let WAP be one of the most trending videos on YouTube for a while, but you're gonna get rid of Belle Delphine for this? So Belle Delphine is pretty much now solely an adult film star. She has a very successful OnlyFans. I don't even know how much money she makes on that, but you go girl, you make that coin. People can do whatever the they want with their body. I don't give a shit. As long as they're not hurting anybody and everything that they do is consensual and it is done within a respectful way, there's nothing wrong with that. So being pretty popular on Twitter, that's pretty much where she promotes her OnlyFans and her adult content. Now I will say I did pop over to her Twitter before this. I didn't screenshot it, so if I don't have a screenshot, ooh. But on her Twitter, in her profile, she doesn't say that it's adult content, so there is no warning right there. I will say that's a little like, trigger warning maybe would have been at least like courteous. However, Twitter was in a friggin' uproar. People were very like, oh my god, how could she be promoting rape? She's promoting child abuse, because apparently how she was dressed, people interpreted that as she was trying to portray that she was a child in this situation, which I didn't see that at all. Now, the whole idea or fantasy of being like forced or coercing somebody into a sexual encounter is not new or unheard of or dangerous in any way. Let's just make this clear. Just because somebody has a fantasy where they are being overpowered by somebody, or that they initiate an encounter with somebody who maybe doesn't want to do it at first but then eventually does not mean that they are promoting culture. About half of the population of both men and women both experience these types of fantasies. This does not mean that women want to be sexually assaulted, and this does not mean that the men are actually predators and want to assault people. That's not what this means. It's just a fantasy, you know? It's something that two respectful, consenting adults can engage in. So the key word in a lot of that just now was the word respect, which I might even make the title of this video. Respect is the key in the relationship. Both of these people respect each other's boundaries and limitations and what they are and are not comfortable with. It's pretty obvious that Belle Delphine herself initiated and organized this whole thing. They both know what they're doing, what's okay, what's not okay, and where to draw the line. That's what happens in respectful, consenting adult relationships when you're having any sort of sexual encounter. So if you're in a loving, respectful relationship, hell, you don't have to even love each other. You can just respect each other. That's really all you need. When you respect somebody, you are aware, both of you are aware, that necessarily your actions that you take during some sort of encounter are not actually reflective of how you feel about the person, or that you actually want to like harm harm or hurt them. This kind of leads me into this other situation that's been going on. This has been happening more in like mainstream media, and that is the case of Armie Hammer, which like really sounds like the weirdest name ever. Armie Hammer. Armie Hammer is, I just can't get over that name. So Armie Hammer is a Hollywood actor. He's been in a lot of movies, and he actually was cast not that long ago to be in a Jennifer Lopez movie, and they were going to start filming soon. And then he's been going through a divorce. He was married to his wife, I don't remember how many years, but they were married for quite a while. She found out he was cheating, which I think she kind of like always knew that. Recently, some messages linked between him and some women that pretty much painted him as being a sexual deviant cannibal. That's the word. That's the phrase we're looking for right there. In these text messages, he would say that he wanted to like devour people. He did say, and remember this is all alleged because nobody can 100% like prove these are his, and he's kind of like flat out denying all of this. But in these messages he states he's 100% a cannibal. There was talk about, assault, breaking bones. One woman he spoke to said that he talked about wanting to cut off one of her toes to always keep it with him. He was having these conversations with some women while he was married as well, and he and his wife are getting divorced. He did have a new girlfriend for a few months, but they just recently split, and she stated that the situation between them moved very quickly. In all of a sudden, a matter of weeks, they were together all the time. He would call or text her 100 times if they weren't together. And she even said that he at one point said to her, "I just want to barbecue you up and eat you." She did say in an interview, like, it just moved way too quick, and before she knew it, she had been pretty much like, in her words, she said that she had been groomed into this relationship. So she got out, and then the messages started coming out from other women. Now, I think it was a Rolling Stone interview I read, maybe Esquire, one of those magazines, he said in an interview that he liked rough sex, and he unfortunately couldn't have rough sex anymore because he respected his wife too much to simulate assault against her. Means that the people that he engaged with in these rough sexual encounters that he has online with women and whatnot, it means he doesn't respect them. Doesn't respect these women at all. Do I think he could be like a full-blown cannibal and like kill people? Maybe, because he already lacks complete disrespect for the women that he engages in this kind of conversation with. We know this because he says he can't do this stuff with his wife because he respects her too much to do this sort of stuff with her. And to be fair, the idea of cannibalism and sexuality, that's not really wrong in and of itself, or like even that weird. It's not truly very common or anything, but people do have fantasies of like being devoured or being really small and somebody eating them. They're not fantasies that I understand at all, but everybody has their own kinks, and if you don't understand a kink or a fetish that somebody has, as long as it's not hurting somebody, it's okay. It doesn't matter. You don't understand it. It's obviously not for you. But when it comes to cannibalism, of course, like there is cause for a little bit of alarm. The real cause for alarm with this, so like I am saying, is this lack of respect. Because when it comes right down to it, if you don't respect the people that you're having sexual encounters with, you don't respect their boundaries, you don't respect their limitations, and you don't respect them when they tell you they're not comfortable with something or that they want you to stop with something. And that is where the concern lays with me personally with Armie Hammer. What a fucking name. If you look at him, he's outwardly a very charming looking, attractive man. I mean, he literally looks like if you took a Disney prince and plopped him into the real world. And he even has a fucking weird Disney name. And when you don't respect people's limitations, obviously now we have a concern that you are going to overstep your boundaries. And when somebody tells you that they want you to stop doing something, you might not actually stop. You might continue doing whatever they want you to stop. And that's a real concern, because that's why people are afraid of certain fetishes and kinks. I mean, thankfully, he hasn't actually cannibalized anybody that we know of, but he's also a very powerful celebrity. He's been in a lot of movies. His dad is actually an oil tycoon, so he comes from old money. And you know what? It's always these old money people who are the most sadistic and weird. And the scary thing is they also have enough money to hide any kind of scary indiscretions, like, you know, committing some crazy acts. So I'm not gonna go into all the crazy details of everything, but I just wanted to make this quick little video to really just establish that what really matters in adult relationships is respect. If you don't respect the person, you are not going to respect their boundaries in the bedroom or wherever you know. What was happening there was fully respectful and consensual. She totally initiated it. I'm assuming that guy's her boyfriend, but he probably makes some money off of this too, or maybe she just like totally supports them. I'm not even gonna go there. But Armie Hammer specifically is saying flat out that he doesn't respect the people that he's doing this to. That's pretty much like when people assault like sex workers all the time, or like serial killers kill prostitutes. They don't respect those people. They see them as nothing but objects for their pleasure. And that is what he sees these people as. Objects for his pleasure. They're not human. But at a certain point, he stopped seeing his wife as just an object and started seeing her as a person, and began to value and respect her, and couldn't treat her in the degrading ways that he wanted to, in, you know, in an objectifying manner. The problem with all of that too is when you're not respecting the people that you're kind of playing these fantasies out with, it does really damage other people who do respect people and who do have those fantasies, because now it makes it so much harder for them to be honest with their loved ones. These situations are very complicated. There are a lot of nuances that come along with adult interactions and relationships. We need to learn what the real red flags are and the cues are that tell us when things are actually dangerous and when they're not. Forced sex, fantasy that Belle Delphine puts on her OnlyFans, that's not her promoting culture or her promoting abusing children or anything like that. Armie Hammer allegedly having secret Instagram accounts and secret text messages with women where he's admitting that he wants to do these sort of things, and then publicly stating that he does like aggressive, rough sex, but he can't do it with his wife because he values and respects her too much. That's a huge red flag that we need to hone in on. It's always 100% about respect. All right, you guys, that was today's video. I finished up my makeup. I hope this is going to be a short video. I don't want it to be as long as my last two rant videos. And don't forget, if you liked this video, you like my makeup, you like me, and you want me to keep doing these kind of makeup talking topics, don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment down below if there are topics that you're curious about, you want to see me dive into a little more. I will this time leave everything I used down below, so if you're curious, you can check that out too. And I will see you guys later. Bye.